Okay, come to seated, please. Find your way to your comfortable seat, wherever that is, on the couch, on the floor. Give your shoulders a little wiggle, your bum a little wiggle, your neck a little wiggle. Remember to turn off your video if you don't want to be seen. As soon as Lara jumps in here, you can pin her video so you can see the more vigorous variation. I'll try and do more vigorous stuff today if she doesn't jump on. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. And as you exhale, let that exhale pull you into your body. Try that 2 more times. Take a deep inhale through your nose. And a deep exhale, let that exhale soften you, soften your shoulders, pull you into the here and now. Now, what does it feel like to come back inside? Deep inhale, last time. Exhale. Guys, want to try an Om? I've been doing an Om with my online teacher training, and it seems to go okay. I can't hear you, but you can hear me. You can't hear each other. But Oms are really good for you anyway, or chanting is really good for you anyway, because we've been doing some work with the vagus nerve. And Bryce and Peggy are on here, they're singers, and my kids are singers, and mostly anybody who's a singer knows that when you do stuff with your throat, it just makes sense. You've got vibrations going on, and you get some vagus nerve toning. So let's try an Om. Why not? You don't have to Om. You can just listen if you like. Might be just me. Maybe just me Oming, but that's fine. I do that all the time. Close your eyes in any case so that no one can see you. Take a deep inhale to prepare. And then exhale through your mouth. You can do that shh breath. Let's do one more prep breath. Deep inhale through your nose. Exhale, you can do a ha breath this time. Let's inhale to Om. Whether you were listening or participating, and maybe next time you'll participate because you know no one can hear you. Notice the softness in your lips as they gently touch. Notice any vibrating in your sinuses, your throat, even your lungs. And then gently, just to reinforce this, bring your fingertips to your throat and just tap gently along your throat. Deepen your breath here as you tap. You can tap your jaw. You've been doing some jaw work. You can massage your jaw and your temples. You can drop your jaw. Remember crocodile jaw and alligator jaw, or puppet jaw, and then crocodile jaw. Feeling the difference in those. Crocodile jaw is when you go like this, and puppet jaw is when you drop your jaw and you feel the real stretch here. As if you're putting a big sandwich in your mouth. Take one more deep breath. Exhale your hands back to your knees. Hey Lara, pin Lara if you need to. She's here. Take a few more deep breaths. And I'm going to give you a choice this morning, this afternoon, this evening, wherever you are in this world. Please practice 1 or 2 of these breaths. You can try your sips and sucker punches. Remember that big breath in and then 3 sips and then a big exhale and then 3 little punches to get really empty. Please practice either that or astronaut breath. Astronaut breath, I'll practice astronaut breath. I'll do it silently, just with my fingers. Inhale 3, hold 4, exhale 7. Take one more breath cycle of whatever you're practicing. And then everybody together, deep inhale through your nose and a ha breath through your mouth. Open your mouth wide. We're working our way towards lion's breath. Remember we did that the other day? Deep inhale through your nose. Exhale, stick your tongue out, drop your jaw. Each time you do it, you can bring one more thing into it. Deep inhale. Now you can widen your jaw, stick out your tongue and cross your eyes. Inhale. This time lean forward. 2 more, however many things you can do. You can bring your hands into it. Sash is laughing so hard because I'm crossing my eyes. 2 more. Big inhale. You can roar. Sasha. Deep inhale. Lara's laughing too. Deep inhale. Last one. It's good this is recorded, right? Take a deep inhale now. Return your breath to normal. Notice the muscles of your cheeks and jaw. Notice the feelings in your throat. Lion's breath you can do anytime. We're going to continue on with some lion's breath. But if you're on the floor, you can come onto all fours for cat-cow. If you're seated, cat-cow, same. And you can see where we're going here. We're going to come into some lion's breath on the exhale. I'll be facing down so you won't see my face. Stick out your tongue. Take a deep exhale. Inhale, fill your lungs through your nose. Exhale, lion's breath. Few more. Should really feel your jaw opening and closing here. Last 2. 1 more. It's kind of like you have a hairball. And now come back to center. Take a few breaths. We can call this hairball yoga. 2 more normal breaths. Notice here if your heart is already starting to elevate a little. Come into Sufi grind now. If you're on hands and knees, you're doing barrel rolls, dropping your ribs towards the floor. You can do this with your whole body. It can be really deep. Drop your ribs really deeply and then push them up to the sky. Inhale, drop your chest. Exhale, lift your chest. Inhale, drop. Exhale, lift. If you're here, inhale forward, exhale back. Inhale forward, exhale back. We're not going to do lion's breath here. It's too much to ask. A few more. Find the corners, the nooks and crannies of your range of movement. Really using your abs here. Switch directions. And remember, inhale forward, exhale back. A few more rounds. See if you can make this actually the biggest stretch you've had all day. See if you can find your way into even something a little stretchier than you did yesterday. All the muscles of your chest and torso, even your ribs, getting into the game here. Come back to cat-cow and let's speed up cat-cow a little bit. Bring your chin down and up and down and up. Push it in and up. You can exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale. Two more. Come back to center, find neutral. And now we're gonna move our head from side to side. We're doing some wacky stuff here. If you're seated, if you're on your hands and knees, same thing, feels different. You can also come back into hero pose. If you're on hands and knees, move your head side to side, gently. Hannah can do this really fast. I think maybe all teenagers can. I can't. Nice and slow. And now front and back. Make yourself a double chin. Front and back. Or a triple chin. Front and back. One more time. Front and back. And then a couple of gentle neck rolls. Neck rolls, you have to be really careful. I don't even go back anymore in a neck roll. I just come back up through neutral. I drop my chin and roll. Reverse direction. Just a few more. Softening in the neck. Our necks are so busy. They have all these tiny little muscles coming up and they have so much to do. Everything goes through our neck, obviously. Everything that goes from our brain down to our body goes through our neck. Our spine obviously is in our neck and our head is super heavy. Come into neck stretch now. Pull your right ear towards your right shoulder. Take your left fingers and push them into the floor. So we need to give our neck a lot of love. We're going to do the RRR here because that strengthens the neck. And like I said, your neck has to hold up your head. So begin to straighten your neck up, but resist it with your arm. Resist it. It's like weightlifting for your neck. But don't do very much of this. You got to really sense into your neck. Notice when it feels a little overwhelmed. Bring it all the way up. Take a deep breath and then exhale. We're going to re-stretch right away. Re-stretch. Pull your right ear towards your right shoulder. And that's hardly even pulling. You're just using the extra weight of your arm and shoulder. And now tuck your chin in towards your chest. Roll your head around. Switch hands. And pull your left ear towards your left shoulder. I have the tip of my ear. I guess I could hold on to my pigtail. I have the tip of my left ear, my right ear. I'm holding it with my fingertip, my left fingertip, and my right fingertips are pushing into the floor beside me, really elongating the side of my neck. And now we're gonna resist. So pull your neck back up to neutral, but resist with your big left hand. Your left hand is kind of holding your neck down. Pull it up, 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 up. Notice how it feels different from the other side. All of our necks are asymmetrical. Take a breath here. And then exhale, find that deep stretch. And then roll your head forward. Interlace your hands over the back of your head. Pull your elbows towards each other. Kiss your elbows in the front and come into a little bit of a snail pose. So round your spine towards the back of the chair. And we've done this before. Inhale, open. Elbows go up towards the ceiling. Push your chest forward. Take a deep inhale and then exhale, curl up like a little snail. And probably you've not done this much before. This is bowspring. This is from the bowspring tradition. Exhale, bring your elbows as close as you can. Squish your head as much as you can. Really activates through your back body. Inhale, open. This is activating your front body, and now your back body activates. It's kind of counterintuitive, but you're activating through the shoulder blades here. 2 more, like butterfly wings. You can do it a little faster. Inhale, oh, up. Exhale, close. Inhale, up. Exhale, close. Stay closed. Take a few breaths into your belly. And now release, come back to neutral. Take a couple of breaths. Drop your shoulders. Take your hands out in front of you and let's do this Kundalini hand and arm and shoulder exercise. Just do it to fatigue here. You can just hold them out in front of you and do it until you can't feel your arms or hands anymore. Really open your hands, like open them hard. Stretch your fingertips. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. A few more. And exhale. Interlace your fingers, roll your wrists. Both directions. And we're gonna go back to that, but we'll go out to the side. You probably can't see my hands, but they look like this. I'm gonna move back to the couch. One more time to fatigue here till you can't move your fingers anymore. Big breath in, big breath out. Last one. Big exhale. You can probably do it a lot longer than when we started this. And now shake your fingers out in front of you. And let's move into our sun salute. We'll do the same thing. Today you can follow Lara if you want to do it standing. I think we're getting pretty good at this. Rub your hands together just to bring the circulation back into the fingertips, into your palms. Take a couple of breaths. Inhale, overhead. Exhale, swan dive forward. Make these movements long and graceful. Inhale, long spine, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, step back with your right foot or pull your right leg into your chest. And take an inhale, exhale, inhale. Big inhale. Release your right foot to the floor. Take an inhale. This is an up dog if you're doing the standing version. And then exhale, push back, downward facing dog or cat pose. Inhale your left knee in. That means your right foot comes forward if you're standing. Take 3 breaths here. Inhale, exhale. Big inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, big fold. Your movements can get bigger every time you do this. Inhale, reverse swan dive. Use your full lung capacity. Exhale, neutral. Here we go, other side. Inhale, overhead. You can reach your chest towards the ceiling here. Look up a little bit. Exhale, full exhale. Till you're empty. Inhale, full inhale. Exhale, full exhale. Step your left foot back or pull your left leg into your chest. Really pull, exhale. Pull again, inhale. Exhale, push back, downward facing dog. Release your knee if you're seated. Big inhale. Push your chest forward, come into upward facing dog or cobra if you're standing. And exhale, down dog or cat pose. Pull on your knees here. And now left foot goes back into a lunge or right foot pull up into your chest. Big exhale, tug or drop down into your lunge, whatever variation you're doing. Take a big inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lift your chest to the sky. Exhale, fold. Reverse swan dive, use your arms. Exhale. Rub your palms together. Let's do that one more time. Tiny bit faster. Inhale, overhead. I'll extend my legs on the chair. Exhale, fold. Inhale, straight spine. Exhale, big forward fold. Find your full exhale. Step back with your right leg or pull your right knee into your chest. Big exhale. We're all breathing together all the way across the country. Big inhale. Exhale, replace your leg or step back, downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg goes back into a lunge. Or left knee comes into your chest, pull. Exhale, fully. Big inhale. And exhale. Oops, I think I forgot the cat cow. Exhale, fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep your arms. Exhale, neutral. Other side, we're moving the left leg this time. Inhale, overhead. Exhale, fold. Little bend in your knee to feel that tugging at the back of your legs. Inhale, long spine. Exhale, fold. Inhale, left leg goes back or into your chest. Big exhale, drop into your lunge or pull your knee. Big inhale. Exhale, replace your leg on the floor, downward facing dog. Up dog or cow pose. Pull your chest forward. Exhale, cat pose or down dog. Inhale, right knee comes up. Left foot goes back for the lungers. Take a couple of breaths here. Exhale. Big inhale. Notice how my feet are flexed on the floor. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, long spine. ripple your spine. Feel each vertebrae, each one at a time, and then exhale. Make your spine as long as you can for the forward fold. And then push your way up, reverse swan dive up. Exhale, neutral. Bring your feet to the floor. If you're standing, just stand in Tadasana. Hands to heart center. Or they can be on your knees like this. Let your breath settle a little. Let's do tree pose. If you're standing, bring your foot to your right foot to your left leg. If you're seated, you can place your right foot over top of your left leg or snuggle it up on the couch, either underneath your leg or beside your leg. It can also be on the floor and just bend a little bit. We did this yesterday. Take a deep inhale and lengthen your spine. If you're seated, you can do a forward fold here. If you're standing in tree pose, find your drishti, find your balancing point. Balance. Find your arms if you're standing. Find your tree arms. Take 2 more breaths. Release. Release your hands, come back to neutral. We'll do the other side standing up in case you can't see Lara. Bring your left leg into your right leg, left foot into your right leg. You can even do this down here if you want to have a kickstand in your foot. It's great for balance. Find your drishti, 3 or 4, your gazing point, 3 or 4 feet in front of you. It helps you balance. Find your arms, inhale them up. If you're sitting, extend your right leg long, bring your left leg either into your leg or just bend it a little bit and exhale fold. Take a few breaths here. Release and come back to neutral. Take 1 breath cycle here, maybe a big inhale and a ha breath. Let's come into our goddess pose. We practiced it yesterday. It's good to do these poses a couple of days in a row. That's why I do that. I try to remember a little bit what we did yesterday and build on it sometimes a bit. So spread your legs wide for goddess pose. If you're here on the couch, you can push your knees apart. If you're in a chair, maybe you can scooch forward a little bit. And we're going to take some variations in arms here for goddess pose today. So if you're standing, it looks like this. Bring your hands together, steeple your fingers. If you were on the couch or on a chair, you can push a little bit into your feet, lift your bum cheeks a little bit up off the couch, and then come back down. Just tiny little motions. Inhale, lift your fingers towards the sky. Exhale, release. 3 more. If you're standing full goddess, inhale up. Exhale down, and each time you come down, go a little deeper. Inhale up. Exhale down. Last time, and we're going to hold. Inhale up. Exhale, release down deep as you can. We're going to hold. Release your hands to your knees. And now drop one shoulder. Drop your right shoulder first and your left shoulder second. So this is what it looks like standing. It looks almost exactly the same, standing and sitting. My bum is on the couch, my legs are apart, and I'm dropping my shoulders forward one at a time. And you can get them as far forward as you can. Push on your legs. 3 more. Each time you push, you're pushing your legs more apart. And you're dipping your shoulders. Rotator cuff stretch here. 4 muscles of your rotator cuff, and they all need to be juicy and strong and resilient to resist injury. Last one. Come back up to center. Inhale your arms overhead again. Steeple your fingers again. Let's do that one more time. Inhale up. Push on the floor with your feet if you're sitting. Exhale, sink down. Second one, we're only gonna do 3. Inhale, up you go. Exhale, sink down, go deep. Last time, push on the floor with your feet, your whole foot. Exhale, sink down, bring your hands to your knees. And one last time, dip each shoulder 2 times. Right shoulder goes down. You can do this on the breath. Inhale up, exhale, dip your shoulder. Inhale up, dip your right shoulder, last time. Inhale up, dip your shoulder. Come back up to seated. Help your knees back in. Extend your knees in front of you. Forward fold, seated or standing. Take 2 big breaths here. Push your way back up to neutral and take off your socks if you have them on. I'm gonna move my giant animal skin out of the way. Grab your ball, place it under your foot. So if you're standing, it looks like this. If you're seated, it looks exactly the same. Your ball's under your foot. And just start to wiggle. You can windshield wiper your toes back and forth. This exercises both your hip if you're seated and also the fascia of your feet. Roll the ball as best you can under your feet. If you don't have a ball today, you can be doing this slapping exercise that we do for our feet. Hit the tops and bottoms. Increasing circulation. So a couple more breaths, a couple more rolls. And then switch sides. Just roll your ball over. And you kind of make like a gorilla foot over top of the ball. So you make your foot really big and you go over top of the ball as big as you can, and then windshield wiper your foot from side to side. You might lose your ball, it might squirt out and fly away. That's okay. Roll through, and remember, if you don't have a ball, you could be slapping the top and bottom of your foot. Does the same thing. Or you can be massaging your foot, of course, with your hands. One more breath. Place your ball aside, and if you're standing, come up onto your tiptoes. And again, this is balancing work. Find something to look at on the floor in front of you. Come up into your tiptoes. This is abdominal work. If you're seated, come up onto your tiptoes as well. And then press down. You can do this standing as well, or you can just balance on your tiptoes while you're standing. Come up and down if you're seated, up and down 3 or 4 times. And then remember the other day when we turned our foot over, see if you can turn your foot over and press your toes, the tops of your toes into the floor. If you're standing, it's a lot easier if you're standing. You can just do this. If none of those are available to you, just grab your foot and fold it. We call this a baby foot, or it also looks like a gorilla foot. Just fold it with your hand so that you're stretching the top part of your foot here. Remember how we interlaced our fingers through? You can also do that and fold. Do both feet. Stretch the tops of both of your feet. Okay, standing big toe pose. If you're standing, grab your strap or your big toe or your knee. Pull your right knee into your chest. Or it can look like this. If you're seated, loop your strap around your foot and push it forward. Take a few breaths. You can pull your knee a little bit towards your forehead. If you're standing or if you're seated, you can also bring your foot out to the side, to the right side. If you're holding onto your knee, it's exactly the same. Pull your knee into your chest and then open it out to the side. Take a few minutes to practice this, a few breaths here, whatever variation you're doing. If you have a strap, it's easier. If you don't have a strap, you can always hold on to your pants. Or you can also hold on to your leg underneath and just try and straighten and bend it. Working our hip flexibility here and working the line of fascia all the way down the back of the leg, over the heel and up into the toes. Last few breaths. If you're standing up and this feels like a long hold, you can hold on to something for your balance. Release your foot. Take a breath. Same thing, other side. If you're standing, pull your left knee into your chest. If you're seated, do the same. Find your strap or grab your toes. Loop your strap under your foot and push your foot forward towards me, towards your device. If you're using a strap or you're holding your toe here, once you get into the full position, pull your shoulders back towards your body. You'll get a little extra stretch in your hamstring. Close your eyes, deepen your breath. And take a few more breaths. This is what it looks like standing. You can bring your hand to your hip if you like. This is a preparation for a yoga pose called the heron pose. One of my favorites. Last full breath. Release your strap, release your foot, stretch your feet out in front of you, and exhale, take a forward fold. If you're standing, you can take any of the forward fold variations that we talked about yesterday. You can stick your palms underneath your hands. You can grab on behind your legs. You can grab your big toes with your second and third finger and your thumbs. You can also do this sitting down. Notice how I've got my yoga peace fingers around my toes and I'm closing the loop with my thumbs and I'm pulling my chest towards my legs. My feet are flexed. Last two breaths. Release and slowly come back up to neutral. If you're standing up, make your way to the floor. If you're seated, bring your right foot up over your left knee. It can look like this if this is more comfortable. Or it can look like this. We're just going to take a final little hip stretch here. Take a few little stretches forward. Noticing any tugging around your right hip. If you're on the floor, it looks like this. It's called supine pigeon. You're making a figure 4 out of your legs and you're interlacing your fingers behind your left leg and pulling that left leg back towards you. Last big breath here. Release and make a few hip circles here. Both directions. You can do this when you're lying down as well. And then replace your right foot on the floor. Left foot comes up and over. Flex your left foot. Find your nice long spine and then exhale gently. Fold your chest towards your foot. And when I say fold your chest towards your foot, you'll notice some yoga teachers say bring your chest to your foot. I don't mean that. I just mean in the general direction of until you feel a slight tugging around your left hip socket. And then when you get to that slight tugging, it shouldn't hurt. That's when you deepen your breath. And that's when you make forward movement. That's when you make gains. That's when your fascia begins to soften and lengthen and get more supple. Last breath. Release gently and slowly. Bring both legs out in front of you. If you're on the floor, you can point your legs up towards the sky and flutter kick. After that footwork, it feels really good. If you're on your chair, you can come back on your chair, take a few flutter kicks. If you want to have your legs on the floor, you can just wiggle them. And then come back to neutral. If you're on the ground, you're in Shavasana. Let your hands fall to your sides. Rock your neck back and forth. Soften your toes. Deepen your breath, but make it very gentle. LSD, long, slow, and deep. Emphasis on the slow. Close your eyes. Practice your ability to go from movement to stillness. Practice your ability to go from energized to soft. Practice your ability to go from outside your body to inside your body. What can you soften here? Begin to wiggle your toes and your fingers. Flutter your eyes open. Bring your hands together. Bring your palms together in front of you and rub your palms. And then just place your palms on your knees. Let your shoulders soften down. Let your face smile open. Thank you everyone for joining me on this Sunday. So nice to see everyone. So nice to be together. Please let me know in the Facebook chat if there's anything that you want to do in particular, and I'll throw it in for tomorrow.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Hey. Bye, Lair. Happy birthday,
Hey,
James.
awesome.
Bye, Karina.
Bye.
Huge thank you to Bryce for all his help. Woo.
Yes, thank you, Bryce.
Thank you.
Bye, Peggy. Bye, Mom.
Nikki.
Bye,
Bye,
Brooke.
Peggy. We'd
Bye,
love to see
Lyra.
you
Hi, Peggy. I want to see Peggy. I don't know if I can see her.
No,
can
maybe
hear-
tomorrow.
Maybe tomorrow.
I love you, Peggy.
Maybe tomorrow she'll take her
We
black
said
tape off.
Yeah.
dog.
Yeah, oh,
No, somebody else.
my
Okay,
mask.
bye.
Bye.
Bye.